I swear, this year, being a Mavericks fan, being from Dallas and everything like that, has been one of the most chaotic experiences of my life when it comes to sports in general. Every year, everybody thinks the Cowboys are gonna do something. This year, it was just pitifully, not gonna happen. And then the whole Dallas situation with the Mavericks. I mean, who trades Luka Doncic? Who trades him? And then, Kyrie going down and just so many different things and how they shopped or the lack of shopping. It's just ridiculous. And now we have one of the wildest situations happening where, I heard the news and immediately I thought the NBA must be rigged. And, there's been legends that's come out and said the NBA is rigged or the ping pong's rigged at least. And, yeah, we're going to look at this situation. The Dallas Mavericks have won the lottery.
I don't know why we do this. I don't know why we allow sports or the teams that we root for to be so closely attached to our own mental health. It don't make no sense. This is a kid's game. Played by giant adults. Why do I care so much? I don't know.
You care so much because basketball is not just a game. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture. It's the only reason I get cardio anymore. I'm not about to go run outside. Fuck no, I'm not gonna go get jogging pants or a bike suit and ride the bike for 30 miles. No. Only way I'm getting cardio is if I'm playing basketball. That's why.
But it's bothering me that the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA lottery. Nothing really against Dallas. It's the other things. Going into the NBA draft lottery, as I do every single season.
Oh, I just realized. Okay, I don't know this guy personally. This is we're reacting to Kenny for real. I've never seen one of his videos in my life. He's wearing a Chicago Bulls shirt. Oh boy.
Season. I'm really optimistic about the outcome for my Chicago Bulls.
I bet he's optimistic about the lottery because they had practically the exact same odds at getting the first pick that we did. I think they had to do a fucking coin flip, actually.
I know that we only have a 1.7% chance to jump up to the first overall pick, but I was alive in 2008. I was a fan in 2008 when we also had a 1.7% chance of jumping up, and we drafted Derrick Rose. So I'm going to this lottery. I'm chilling, right? I'm eating my dinner. Spoiler alert: I have not touched this food. Since we found out who won the lottery, my whole appetite is gone. But I'll get to that.
I honestly don't even care. I'm a Dallas fan, and I'm at the point where I don't expect to get Cooper Flag. We got the first pick overall. You know what I think that's gonna happen? My first thought was like, well, that's cool, but Nico's probably gonna trade away for some stupid ass shit, or he's gonna pass up on Cooper Flag, which would be the stupidest thing in the world. But I mean, they traded away Luka, right? So
we get to it, and it says the Chicago Bulls are picking 12th. I'm like, okay, cool, not that big of a deal. Again, we're talking about a 1.7% chance. Yeah, it does suck,
tiny,
but it's not the end of the world. And then when they said the Dallas Mavericks have jumped into the top 4, I almost lost it. I could just feel the blood pressure go up.
The Spurs were up there too.
Like, Kenny, that's not that big of a deal. Let me explain to you why it is. Because the Chicago Bulls had the exact same record, and I promise this video is not all about the Bulls. I promise you that. The Chicago Bulls had the exact same record as the Dallas Mavericks. And they split the tiebreaker.
With the flip.
In order for the NBA to figure out who has a 1.7% chance and who has a 1.8% chance, they flip a coin.
Yep.
Literal 50-50 chance.
No, that motherfucker was double-sided, bro. Bro, we all know what happened, man. Rob Pelinka, Nico, Adam Silver, they're all in cahoots. So they said, all right, we're going to get Dallas the first overall pick. That's what we're going to do, And you can have AD as well. And we're going to give Luka to LeBron. He can mentor him for a little bit because we need the Lakers not to fall off like they did when Kobe left the game. We need the Lakers to stay relevant. So obviously, Adam being a motherfucking genius at this shit when it comes to getting views and knowing what viewerships need to be big for the NBA to succeed. Dallas is one of them. It's not the major one, but LA Lakers and the Boston Celtics, shit, them two, they gotta stay up there. They gotta.
The coin was flipped and landed on Dallas, which means that Dallas has a 1.8 and we have a 1.7. Not that big of a deal. We're talking about decimal points of a difference. That coin
shit
flip
fixed
is the reason why we won't have Cooper Flag. That coin flip, that 50-50. And this is about to say something because I was around when Derrick Rose got injured. I have never felt this heartbroken as a fan.
Nah, that's too far, bro. I would be more heartbroken about Derrick Rose getting injured. Dude was the greatest rookie of all time. Oh, you could argue probably Magic. There's a couple people you could probably argue, but one of the greatest rookies of all time. Like, dude was a fucking beast. He was everything. He had the aura. His just game was so different than everyone that had come before him. He was an icon. Still is an icon. I mean, when he dropped 50 points at the Timberwolves, bro, I almost fell into tears. But there's no way you could be more pressed about, losing a lottery that's obviously fixed than a one in a generational time player. When we talk about talent and dedication to the game and just perseverance and all that kind of shit when it comes to the game, Derrick Rose is one of one. We're seeing players now like Ja Morant and a couple of players with that kind of similar talent, I would say. But Derrick Rose always felt like he took the game more seriously than anyone around him. So I don't know how you could say such blasphemy, honestly, as a Bulls fan, because I don't even fucking like the Bulls, right? I think LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Like, I don't care for the Bulls at all, because I had to argue with motherfuckers when it comes to basketball about fucking Michael Jordan and Kobe and sometimes even like fucking Tim Duncan. Like, it's just like, how the fuck do these people not understand that LeBron is the greatest of all time? Like, it's not even close. But still, putting that aside, that doesn't even fucking matter. How? I don't. That point's crazy.
And listen, Cooper Flag might not even be all in the bag of chips. He might not be all in the bag of chips, but I have never been this heartbroken as a
that boy Cooper Flag and hoop. You tripping?
To say that we had a 50-50 chance at this and didn't get it sucks.
Yeah.
Because the Bulls suck and they're mediocre.
I mean, y'all got Josh Giddey.
And
oh god,
I can't help.
Yeah, I feel him now.
One of the coolest days as a Bulls fan in recent history.
What's that?
When Josh Giddey hit that shot on the Lakers. If he misses, guess what?
I forgot all about this.
Flag today. If he misses the half-court heave, a shot that is missed 97% of the time, 99% of the time. If he misses it, we have Cooper Flag. And I'm not blaming Josh Giddey for that. He's playing basketball at the end of the day. His goal is to win.
Mm-hmm.
But for it to end like that, and
for it to be
like that is mind-blowing to me, man. It really does change the perspective and everything. Y'all remember when we were talking, when the Bulls were hot, if you will, we were talking about being a Pot A fan and a Pot B fan. Pot A fans care about the salary cap. They care about trades. They care about the lottery. They care about that. That's the fan I usually am. And then there's Pot B, that's like my favorite team wins. And we talked about how if you're Pot B, you probably are mentally stable. And if you're Pot A, then you probably aren't because you care too much about the randomness that is the sport.
100%.
And then when the Bulls were doing the thing, I was in Pot B. Yeah, the Bulls look fun. I was an idiot. Idiot.
Yep, you gotta look at the long term.
Because we're picking at 12. A team that always picks between 7 and 12. And not being able to build a goddamn thing.
Sounds like the Cowboys when they suck.
And I was gonna say this is like
being a Cowboys fan?
I'm like losing my mind. And again, this is not about the Bulls. I promise
We're
you don't get to the Dallas Mavericks and Spurs and the 76ers and so on and so forth. But I want to remind you, what year is this? Is that the 2017 NBA draft? Let me double check that. 2017 NBA draft. Sorry for the text and stuff. A lot of stuff is going on right now. I'm sorry, not 2017. It was a year after that. 2018 NBA draft. The Bulls were in a tiebreaker. Same exact situation with the same exact team. A coin flip went up, and guess what? The Dallas Mavericks won, which means they drafted Luka Doncic.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, they make the trade for Luka Doncic. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's crazy.
So don't get in the coin flip with the Dallas Mavericks because they're going to win it every fucking time. I'm heartbroken. I'm telling you,
we got them double-sided coins in Dallas, baby.
I'll be able to eat dinner.
That's Dallas.
But I'm not expecting it right now. That's how heartbroken I really am.
Bro, don't talk about heartbroken being a Dallas fan. This is going to sound like a dumbass take, but I'd rather them trade that motherfucking first overall pick back for fucking Luka. I would take Luka back in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And the sad thing is, the only way for Luka to ever come back to Dallas, and a lot of people are naive and they want him to have like this, reverse like path that LeBron had, going to like the Lakers, winning a championship and coming back to the Mavericks and then winning a championship with the Mavs. That's not gonna fucking happen. If Nico's here, that's not gonna happen. And guess what just happened? We just get the first overall pick, so that should mean that we're gonna be good regardless. We have our bigs. Kyrie's gonna resign because he got hurt, so he's gonna be back regardlessly. He's gonna take that option for sure. So like the Mavs, unless we are completely killed with injuries next year and Klay Thompson just falls off a fucking island or a cliff or whatever, and our team just falls apart, we're gonna be good next year. Like, we could easily be in the top 4 seeds. No, not easily. I'd say easily top 6 seeds, and Nico's gonna stay. So the reality of Luka coming back is so fucking small, and Dude, I'm still like shell shocked for the whole situation with Luka being traded away. Like, every time we play the Lakers, we're gonna be booing Nico. Like, I just, yeah, people are gonna look at this and they're gonna be very optimistic because we had the first overall pick, and obviously when the first overall pick goes to any team except for when they had the first overall pick with the Cavs and they oh man, who they draft? It was like the Wish version of Zion. Anthony Bennett, I think, was his name. So, like, anytime you have a first overall pick, everyone's going to want to see the hype. But there's still that stigma of hatred with Nico. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. But, yeah, don't talk about heartbreak after we just went through the most heartbreaking just storyline of all time with the NBA. Like, who the fuck trades away a generational talent for 80 who gets injured in the fucking first game he comes back? And everyone knows he's injury prone. It's like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
And then you can say to me, Kenny, the Bulls don't deserve to win the lottery. They're poorly ran. They have a terrible owner, so on and so forth. And I would say, you're probably right. You probably are right. This team has been a playing team for 100 years in a row. They probably don't deserve to get bailed out by having a generational talent. You are probably right. But you can't convince me that means that the Dallas Mavericks deserve it more.
I'm not going to answer that because it's controversial, and yeah, but I will say that with this overall league, how it goes, I think there shouldn't be a lottery in the first place. I think it's complete bullshit. I think they should treat it like how they treat the NFL draft. I don't understand why they would use the lottery. The only reason I think they have a lottery is because they can actually manipulate it, there's a lot of rumors that they do that, and they've done it in the past, and legends have come out that actually they think was manipulated for them to go to a certain team, yada yada yada. So I think they do this, and it's actually a very smart maneuver to have in your back pocket, because then you can light a fire, and you can try to keep the league as balanced as possible from like a strategic, like running the league perspective, I guess you could say. To the fans though, it's complete bullshit, and that's why I wish it would be more like the NFL, where if you're the worst team in the league, you get the first pick automatically. Like, it should be like that. I don't know why it's not, unless, it is rigged, and then that makes a little bit more sense.
Nico Harrison is like, he just got dogged for a month straight. He probably will continue to get dogged
yes,
for the rest of his professional life as a general.
I don't know about that, because when Nico came into Dallas, everyone raved about him being this genius. I think if he could go somewhere else and he's successful, and I think he could win a ring with the Mavericks still. They got the first overall pick. They got Cooper Flag. They're gonna be able to line him up with our fucking roster is gonna be stacked. It's gonna be disgusting. But there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna hesitate on signing with Dallas just because of this, or they're gonna demand a no trade clause, which is gonna negatively impact the overall just ability for our franchise to be run in a just a successful fashion. Once become I think back to like my GM mode or the league mode where you could like fire and sign GMs. He 100% should have like whatever the snake badge is now. They used to have like the snake badge. It was like an attribute, and it was a negative attribute that would like reduce the effectiveness of the GM itself. He needs to have his own like fucking stat. It should be named after him, like the Nico badge with the fucking snake bite or some shit. Like, bro, come on.
Of the Dallas Mavericks. He blindsided Luka Doncic, trade him away to the Lakers for stuff. Shout out to Anthony Davis. I don't mean to be dismissive of you, but
and then also on top of that, after he got all his fucking hate, he was like, man, I didn't really know that the Mavericks fans loved Luka so much. Like, what? Why are you saying this?
It's for stuff at the end of the day.
Golly.
He keeps talking about defense wins championship. Defense wins championship. We believe that we have a good roster. Unfortunately, AD got injured and then Kyrie got injured.
Valid.
Cooper Flag is perfect for his own mantra.
Yep.
Defense wins championships. And I know now Dallas Mavericks fans are going through this whole mental hurdle because some of them denounced their fandom when Luka Doncic got traded. I would assume some of them would be like, actually, it's not that bad around here.
100. I'm fucking proof of that. Now, I didn't denounce my fandom or anything like that. I vocalized that. I've been pissed off for sure. But I usually go to like 4 to 5 Mavericks games a year. Max, right? One of the playoffs, maybe 2, depending on if they keep on going far. Like, for instance, I didn't go any this year. I was going to go, and then the Luka trade happened. So I kind of voted with my wallet, and I think there's a lot of people that did as well. And I don't know. Like, I don't know how the overall fandom's gonna take this, Mavs for life. I don't know.
Cooper Flag, our new generational talent. We just had one in 2008. We traded him away. Now we get another chance.
Imagine if we had Luka and him. Wow. Not possible, but still, damn.
I'm sure some of those fans will come back. I don't think this winning the lottery and getting Cooper Flag is going to make people automatically fall in love with Nico Harrison again.
Hell no.
Because nobody knows if Cooper Flag and Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving will be able to put it together fast enough for them to be a championship team. But it's insane that he traded away Luka. Luka flames out in the playoffs, and then he wins the lottery to get his perfect prospect.
Yep.
It's almost too good to be true. People are already speculating in my mentions. Adam Silver told Nico to trade Luka to a big market. He was going to reward him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's how it works, y'all. I know.
I mean, what's this guy? So you have 707,000 subscribers. And I'm guessing you talk predominantly about, professional sports. And you don't think that you don't think there's any rigging in professional sports? At all? And let's put it in this perspective. There have been so many cases from different sports, professional sports, where this has been just straight up proven that it's been rigged. And not just that, we live in an era where what is so prevalent, what is so advertised nowadays when it comes to sports? Oh, that's right, sports betting. Come on, man. Put 2 and 2 together.
Conspiracies are always super fun. But the way the draft lottery works right now,
are they conspiracies if they're true?
It'll be extremely hard to rig because they have
really
the people that are doing the drawing. Then they have like 15 different sports reporters, and some of those people I know personally. It will be hard to pull the wool over those eyes.
Let's just think back to I don't know, the San Antonio Spurs. They had Robinson, and they were able to get Tim Duncan, and they won a ring that year. And it was, I think it was like Robinson's last year. Maybe it wasn't his last, but it was on the outskirts of it. And it seems a little too perfect to, be true. But
maybe they can't. Maybe they still do. I don't know. But I highly, highly doubt it. So the Dallas Mavericks jump up 10 spots to win the NBA lottery.
And then also LeBron going to Cleveland. Like Cleveland, like come on, dude. Cleveland, like Derrick Rose going to the Bulls, like come on, bro. Like there's so many players where it's like really.
Now we got to start thinking about what that team could look like. Kyrie Irving is of course going to miss a bulk of the season because he tore his
front half. I'm
pretty sure it was. But it changes the dynamic of the Western Conference even more. I wanted, of course, Cooper Flag to be in Chicago, but I really was rooting for him to end up in the Eastern Conference because the Western Conference is so damn crazy. Yep. And now when you think about the team that jumped up 6 spots to get the second overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs, this is our prediction. This is everybody's prediction, but it's the most clean version of what could happen. Remember, the San Antonio Spurs have Victor Wembanyama from 2 years ago.
Disgusting.
Stephon Castle from this year, who just won Rookie of the Year. They traded for De'Aaron Fox, and then they now have the second overall pick.
Yep.
And by all accounts, the second overall pick is Dylan Harper. There's not even a prospect that is even competing with Dylan Harper as of today to be that second overall pick. So we have our guy De'Aaron Fox as our lead point guard, and we have Stephon Castle. And you can have the argument who's a better long-term prospect, Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper. I'm not going to make that argument.
Bro, Castle is disgusting. But yeah, to each their own. Comment down below what you think.
Because I don't know too much about Dylan Harper as of today. That pick is probably going to get moved. This morning, Shams Charania reported this is the first time in Giannis' career that he's even thinking about going to a whole different organization.
Giannis is not going to the Spurs. That would be fucking ridiculous. I mean, it would work. On paper, it works, but still, like, Wembanyama and, like, so is Giannis going to be playing center? But then again, you have, like, De'Aaron Fox. Like, Giannis needs the ball in his hands a lot. Like, he's not a guy that's just going to back someone down and play. Like, he's not going to play like Embiid. I mean, Embiid still needs the ball in his hands a lot. So, no, I think that's crazy talk. I think the best place he could go probably would be the Heat, just because of how lackluster the roster is now and the lack of, ball-dominant elite players that they have.
Like, oh, that's interesting. Some teams that should be interested are the San Antonio Spurs, the Houston Rockets, so on and so forth. And for the Spurs to jump up to number 2, that makes that possibility, like, the chances are just higher now. It's just higher. Because the Milwaukee Bucks, if they're going to trade away Giannis, they can try to say all they want, we want players that can help us right now, so on and so forth. If you can't win with Giannis on his roster, you going to get somebody that can do it right now. It's just unlikely. Giannis is one of the 2 to 3 best players in the entire world, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, that's resetting you for a rebuild. Mm-hmm. And if you can't get your own first-round picks back from the Pelicans, then getting a second overall pick in Dylan Harper is a pretty good consolation prize. Now, there's going to be more. It's not Dylan Harper. I mean, it's not Dylan Harper for Giannis, right? You're going to have to give us something. If you are the Milwaukee Bucks, you're probably asking for Castle as well, and you're trying to build together Harper and Castle. I don't know how those negotiations are going to.
He's building it up to that he would go to San Antonio. I do not think that Giannis will actually get traded. Like, I think that's ridiculous. That's even more ridiculous than Luka getting traded away, which some people might get triggered about. It's cool, bro. I feel you, but, like, Giannis actually won a championship with the Bucks. Giannis is the heart and soul of that team. Giannis, I don't see it. Most people would agree he's top 3 players in the league. Some people put Luka up there. Some people think Luka's the best in the league. It just depends on who you talk to. But, I think more people agree that Giannis is an overall better player than Luka. I would say Luka's a better player than Giannis, honestly. But everyone has a different opinion. But I don't see him getting traded. If he does get traded, I don't think it's going to be before the season starts. It's going to be more of a holdout situation, or just disgruntled employee situation where before the All-Star break he might get traded or something like that.
But it kind of felt perfect.
I think that's way more realistic.
And this is something we see in the NFL quite a bit. And y'all know I'm not an NFL guy, but when you end up drafting a guy at the quarterback position that is really good to start off with, you have a small window before they are extension eligible or they really hit that salary cap or whatever the hell the NFL is. That's what you see, or what you saw with, like, Mahomes eventually. Right, Mahomes come in season number 2. He's a guy. And it's like, we have a surplus amount of money because we ain't had to pay our quarterback just yet. It's
the same thing that happened to Russell Wilson with Seattle. There's a lot of quarterbacks that win Super Bowls when they're really young, and it's honestly key to do. That's why I'm so irritated with the whole Dak Prescott situation, because I think the winning formula in the NFL is to have that young elite quarterback year 2, year 3, year 4, and be able to play on his rookie contract and win the bulk of the championships then. And then he has the mentality, obviously, to win them later on when he doesn't have as much help around him. Dak Prescott never got that. He never even got far in the fucking playoffs to begin with. And he's making boatloads of cash right now. I don't know why the Dallas Cowboys didn't trade to get... or they didn't even need a trade away. They could have drafted Shedeur round 5, round 4, it bugs the fuck out of me. They didn't even pick up a quarterback. So we'll see what happens there, but that's a whole different side note.
Essentially what's going to happen with Washington, right? Washington has Jaden Daniels. They're going to have to go in and buy before Jaden Daniels is super expensive.
Yep.
And I think the same thing can happen with Victor Wembanyama. We already got the De'Aaron Fox move, and now this means that Giannis could be here as well. It was a report that Giannis might be wanting to go to a place with no state sales tax or whatever the hell it was.
I saw that too.
I've been to Texas. I've been to Texas a few different times.
Comment down below. There's more than just Texas that has no state income tax. I'm pretty sure, is Florida like that as well? Because I really do think he would fit in with Miami a lot better than the Spurs. Because I mean, like, when you think Giannis, he kind of screams like Miami culture. I mean, he's funny, he's outgoing, and he's also, like, you think of that culture they have at the Miami Heat, that really hardworking kind of culture. He would fit right in. I mean, he's a fucking super athlete, so I assume his work ethic is crazy.
So it just feels like that trade is going to happen. There's going to be some version of that trade to happen. And if it doesn't, I kind of will be, I don't know, disappointed. If Giannis goes to the office and say, okay, I do want to be traded and it's not for this pick and to the Spurs, I would be disappointed. For what it's worth, I would rather him stay in Milwaukee. I think it's better for the Eastern Conference. Because if he goes and Cooper Flag is over there, it's what's going to happen. The Boston Celtics are about to start moving some pieces because of some other stuff. So who's winning the Eastern Conference?
The Knicks. The Cavs. I'm shocked the Cavs are what is it 3-1 now with the Pacers? That's crazy to me. They are such a good team, but dude, the Pacers are just fucking physical as hell, bro. They just like want it more, I guess. But I really do think it might be the Timberwolves and the Knicks, which I'm so excited to watch. And I think the Timberwolves are gonna win it all. That man is playing his mind out right now. I'm going to be pissed, though, if Denver makes it all the way. If there's any Denver fans out there, the only reason I'll be annoyed is because we've seen it so often. You know, when your team is eliminated like Dallas, and, you know, I'm a LeBron fan, like, so the Lakers are gone too, and Luka fan, so there's like two of my favorite players on one team. When they're out of the playoffs, I kind of want to see something different, you know, new faces. So obviously I don't want to see Boston, which we're not going to see after Tatum got hurt, which is crazy, dude. I can't believe he, like... Whoever posted that video was someone that worked at the arena. You know, the video of Jason Tatum crying. It's wild that some of these fucking employees are just ballsy enough to post that shit. You know what I mean?
Who's the best player in the East? Who are the best 4 players in the East? Compare them to the best 4 players in the West. The best 4 players in the West, if Giannis requests out, it's going to be Jokic, it's going to be Shea, it's going to be Luka, it's going to be Giannis. Hello? It's insane. Third overall pick, 76ers, jump up. Pretty interesting stuff for them. I don't know exactly what they do with this pick, right? Of course, you know, the top 2 guys are going to be...
Back to that point, he was talking about the top players. Like, that makes me think about, like, I don't think the NBA, you win by having the best player anymore. I don't think that's how championships are won. I think it's about just the overall best team. I mean, that's why the Celtics won it. Their team was just fucking super stacked last year. And they're healthy, and I mean, Porzingis, like, getting healthy at the perfect time, which we could not... Dude, watching Dallas against Boston... I will never, like, I have such a hatred for Boston. They live in my mind rent-free when I think about championships now. It used to be like Miami Heat back in, like, what was it, 06, 05 or something like that, with Dwayne Wade going to the free throw line like 20,000 times when Dirk finally got to the finals for the first time. That, you know, drove a lot of people crazy. Now it's like Boston, and I just, bro, I don't know what it is about them, but it just pisses me off.
Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper in some version. Third overall pick, I've seen Ace Bailey, I've seen VJ, I've seen a couple different guys, and I wonder what the 76ers do with it. I like, people are asking them, do they make a trade with it? And I just don't see that as likely. Maybe possibly, right? Maybe you can get off the Paul George contract and use that pick as a sweetener to go get somebody that you enjoy more or probably going to age better. I have no idea. But there was a time where they were like teetering the tanking thing. It was like, oh, will they be able to keep this pick? And if they don't keep the pick, it's going to OKC. And they jumped up to number 3. So shout out to the 76ers for that, I guess. This was a really bad night for actual tanking.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Utah drops 4. Washington drops 4.
Yep.
New Orleans drops...
This is why I hate the fucking... the lottery, bro. It's just like all these bad teams are just going to continue to be bad. It's just like, man, like the fact that a lot of these drafts, half the time you have to actually scout very effectively. It's not like where the NFL, you have like a clear cut, like 28 players that are all for sure, you know, first round talent. And the NBA, there's so many sneaky players that always drop. And so it's so difficult to draft in the NBA, honestly. It really is. And there's a lot of players where it depends on the coaching and the system that they just don't get the love that they should, or the shine, or the just coverage in general. So having a lottery and you're the worst team in the league and you drop down 5 picks, like, dude, it's so fucking nutty. I really think the only reason they have it around, because like you think, oh, we have the lottery, it's like the all-star game, it's like an event. No one fucking cares about the fucking lottery. The only time people watch it is going to be highlights from the lottery, and the only reason they're going to be watching those highlights is because a fan is interested on what they got, or it's because of some bullshit happens like now. And I guarantee you this is probably the most searched for NBA lotteries since, shit, I don't fucking know. But still, it's been a fucking long time. So like it's just the only reason I think they would have this is for rigging. Like, It's the only thing that seems plausible to me.
3. Brooklyn drops.
Like, comment down below with something that actually makes sense for me to like see a different perspective. Because right now, I can't think of one. Like, why the fuck would you have a lottery? It's not fair. It's such an easy strategy to use to manipulate and make sure that certain teams get the right team, or you have good storylines, or whatever it might be. Like, it doesn't make sense at all.
3. Toronto drops 2. If you've ever needed an argument for being anti-tank, show them the lottery from tonight. Because those teams, I mean, the Utah Jazz lost 65 games this year to pick 5th.
Yep.
Not much better than that. The Washington.
That's what you get for trading away Donovan Mitchell.
The Wizards lost 64 games to pick 6th. That's what the flattened odds have done. Right? You can lose, and be like the Detroit Pistons, who did end up winning it once, but they were the worst team in basketball. What, 3 years? They failed to the 5th pick 2 of those 3 years. That's something. But also,
that's NBA.
Don't be super mediocre where it's like you're a 50 win team. You know what I'm trying to say? 49 win team, because you can lose a coin flip and end up with the 12th pick instead of the 1st pick.
That's crazy.
I don't know what else there is to really say.
That's the craziest part, honestly. Being a Bulls fan, I didn't know about 2017 either. That's even wilder. It happened twice. That's fucking nutty.
Cooper Flag has the benefit to go to the Dallas Mavericks and not have like the pressure, if you will, to be a 1A guy. Like if he would have went to Utah or Washington or Brooklyn or one of those types.
Pistons, bro. But like them boys at the Pistons, like there's some boys that are hooping at the Pistons right now. Cold motherfuckers. But that team was fucking ass, bro. They grinded. They've been killing it in practice.
He's going to be playing alongside Kyrie and Anthony Davis eventually, which is going to help his development, I think, go even further. I'm already looking at them defensively and be like, yeah, this is, again, what Nico Harrison was talking about.
And not just that, he's going to have some really good barbecue, bro. He's going to be eating good here in Texas, bro. I'm telling you, he got all the protein he needs, bro. All that good barbecue. I don't care what nobody says. I've been a lot of different states that claim they have good barbecue. Ain't nothing like Texas, bro.
Because I think Cooper Flag comes in, he's immediately a plus defensive player. Higher than a plus defensive player. That's understated. And then him pairing alongside Anthony Davis and some of the other people around him should be.
Derek Lively. Ew, disgusting. We just need one really good wing defender like that can rotate in. Like a 6'7" kind of guy. Like just like a 3-and-D guy, you know? I feel like what was his name? Debo, something like that. Yeah, someone like that. That'd be nice.
Pretty interesting stuff. Basketball karma, is it real? It's a topic of conversation. Yeah.
No. Are the conspiracies real? Because a lot of the time this should be adding up. Like the NFL being rigged, bro. There's so many different calls that you can go back and look at the conspiracies. I am a firm believer in a conspiracy, and I don't know sometimes if they should be called conspiracies, because if it's true, I believe it's not. But let's look at the comments real quick. Also, if you're not subbed to this channel, obviously it's probably the first time you've seen this channel. My name is Trey Swish. This is the eethur, and I love myself. I watch football and basketball chronically. Unfortunately, it is my life. I love it. But yeah, hit that sub button, join the eethur, and also comment down below, because me getting to know y'all is a little good too. But yeah, first comment we have: give Luka to the Lakers and I'll get you Flag. Adam Silver. I mean, it doesn't seem like not realistic, you know? Like I first my mom talked about it. She was like, "Yeah, we're going to get Cooper Flag." And I was like, "Oh, that seems rigged." And she's like, "Yeah, I think so too." Like 5 seconds after the update from ESPN. League ain't even trying to hide it, man. Luka get traded to the biggest market in the NBA in a behind closed doors deal. And the same year the Mavericks won the lottery. Fishy. You know what's crazy? You know, I watched a video of Nico reacting to the situation, and he went he jumped out of his seat really quick. But it felt like with that situation where it's like, I got to get out of the camera because I know my face is gonna give it away. And it's just oh gosh, I wish we would know the truth, but we'll never know. So at the end of the day, I guess it's always gonna be conspiracy. But yep, that's gonna do it for us. This whole situation I think is nutty. really, really rough year, and I still want Luka back. I fell in love with watching him play. The way he plays is just, it's unorthodox, and I miss Luka. And yeah, unfortunately, I think we're never going to get him back on the Mavericks, and it's unfortunate because he should have retired a Maverick, and we should have had a statue for him as well. So yeah, is what it is, I guess, and we'll see how good Cooper Flag is. Hopefully Nico doesn't doesn't take whatever Kanye has taken and decides to trade the pick away or something like that, unless it's for Luka. Then I would accept those terms, and hopefully he picks Cooper Flag as well. I know there's rumors that Nico might have been racist and just didn't like Luka because he was white. I don't think that's the case, but if he trades away the pick or doesn't pick Flag, I mean, oh boy, there's gonna be a lot more commentary on the situation. I'll just say that. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Deuces.